But yeah, so that Naga back in the day used to be legit. So you have to ask people when they won that Naga, because that
They used to give you swords.
Well, they still do that.
Really?
But
I want to go win a sword.
Their
You can
pro
just have
belts
one.
look nice now.
Just
Have
in
you
case.
seen those?
You can just have one. He's got a ton of them in that closet.
yeah,
I have them
And
laying
But
around.
I wanna
hatchets
win
from
it.
the
I have them.
AGF.
I have laying
well,
around.
winning's
the house.
overrated. Just
That's
like
true.
this show's been running, and we should get started.
What's going on?
Oh, we're
here?
recording
We
while I'm
are.
standing.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse
like-
me. Let me just
It'd be better if you were
sit down here.
if you were like in boxers.
Who's
or
getting
something.
submitted here?
Everyone. All right, welcome to the Heyyy Show, and we are live.
Hey.
Hey!
Chad did the open that time.
Yeah.
Should we just leave that?
This
I
is a
don't-
show about idiots like us talking to you guys who are not idiots.
Keep going. It sounds
Keep
great.
going.
You got this.
So
Gotta
far,
make a joke
good.
at the end.
That's it.
And we do idiot shit on this show, so follow us.
All right.
Sold.
That petered out.
We'll
at the
see you
end.
next week.
Started off strong.
About the
It,
show.
it went great,
Instructional.
and then Peter. All right, so we are on to our first segment, and it is just a lazy ass mailbag because I do those once out of script because I get tired of trying to make things creatively. All
I
right,
like
so
mailbags.
Yeah, they're fun.
so the first question we got.
Bag is
It's a bag with mail in it.
really.
It's kind of like a drug bag, but instead it's got mail on
But
it.
it's less fun.
I want to get paid.
All right, we're gonna
Don't
credit
we all?
our listener or watcher at Mowequa, Austin, who we hung out with him at a bar and drink beers with him. He's a
Yeah,
cool
he's
guy.
fun.
What is the best trash talk / chirp talk you have ever done or have heard in jiu-jitsu?
I've never trash talked.
So then you take the question and you do the other part.
The herd. What's the best one you heard?
I can't believe you guys didn't laugh that I've never trash talked.
Well, you don't trash talk. You're
What?
You
just-
don't trash
you're too
talk
busy
in
getting your butt
competition.
kicked.
Yeah.
What? I trash talk everyone.
That one Brazilian guy kicked you in the leg like a million times.
Oh,
Yeah, that one
trash
guy
talk
stomped
shit.
your foot too.
Yeah,
you
he
didn't
didn't
talk
trash
shit to
talk
him.
shit.
well, because I lost. I won the one match where I got kicked, but
Well-
the guy that stopped my foot, I lost.
It's because you know that they wouldn't have understood what you're saying.
Yeah, he was posted on Facebook the other day, and it was like, we want to say happy birthday to this adult world champion black belt. And I was like, well, I lost to that guy by 2 points, but I'll stab him.
So back to the question.
And you're banned. You're banned from Facebook again. All right. Yeah. So best trash talk you've heard or you have done yourself.
I don't know, Gordon Ryan's done some pretty damn good trash talking.
My favorite one is Jeremy Brick at the King of the Mat in Springfield, Missouri. Do you remember this one?
No, but
I remember it.
he's got some good one-liners sometimes, so let's hear it.
He puts this guy in the scarf hold arm bar.
Yeah, that's what he does to everyone.
It's what he does to everyone, but he has it in there, and just like not too much longer ago, he broke a dude's arm with that move.
For sure.
And he put the guy in it, and he starts pulling on it, and the guy's not tapping, and he says, "You better tap, buddy, because I will break your shit off." And it was the most punk rock thing I've ever heard in my life, and I was like, man,
Did he tap?
Oh yeah, he tapped.
Okay.
I mean, I tapped, and I was the ref. I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Whatever you need, sir. You need a water? I'll be right back. You look a little sore. You need a back rub? Whatever you need. But he's a very nice, awesome, cool dude. But when he rolls, he's intimidating.
Yeah, he's big.
He's
he's
so
one of the
strong.
only people I've seen kind of dominate Jeff Ray.
Yeah.
So,
That's kind of saying something.
yeah. I mean, at that
Is
age.
he bigger than Jeff?
No,
he's not
taller,
bigger
maybe.
Taller.
weight-wise, but yeah, he's lengthier,
Yeah.
I think.
Gotta stay away from this guy.
He's
Yeah.
my jiu-jitsu spirit animal. He
Yeah.
gives me pep talks every time. Tells
You know,
me,
he posted on Tristan's thing, "You're better than this."
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which, my guess is what he was saying, because he's not a dick in how
No,
he says
yeah.
things.
No, yeah.
It's more like, I guess you would call him like a realist, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. I mean, Tristan kept sticking his feet,
Yeah.
and I told Tristan at all costs, do not put your feet anywhere close to Dan's sides, where he can grab them. And he
There's
got
a
out
lot
of
of
him twice.
That's a lot of side to keep your feet away from.
Well, I mean,
he
as
did
soon as-
learn.
As
He
soon
did
as
learn.
Dan stood up, the feet needed to retract to the butterfly. Who cares if you get your guard passed? Who cares? I'm thinking at all cost, I'm not playing legs with this guy. I can get out of crazy things. I can get out of being smashed. But I can't figure out how to get out of the strongest human holding my leg. So that's the one thing I'm not doing. And my guess is that's what Jeremy was trying to say is you letting your feet hang over 3 times, you're better than this, you're smarter than this. So I don't think he's wrong in that statement. That's kind of a shit talk, though.
Yeah.
I mean, wow. No one. That's it. That's all we got for
Yeah.
trash talk.
What?
Yeah,
I
don't
have to
a
give.
good
I
one
have to
either.
give 2 stories.
No. I have.
Oh, you got- okay, go
I'm
ahead,
just
man.
saying I'm agreeing with
Yeah.
his.
Yeah.
You gotta hear
For
Brandon's
sure.
now.
I don't even have a good one.
What?
Honestly, I don't know that I've ever heard anybody directly talk
Really?
shit to somebody else in a jiu-jitsu match.
I got one for you.
Other than
Chad.
you, to me.
But I want to hear yours first to
I
see
don't
if
know,
maybe
I'm
it's
trying
the
to think
same
of them
one.
all. What is it?
It's one that got done to you. Gage told me this.
Really?
Yeah. He so Gage was in and you guys were rolling and you put him in an ankle lock and he leans over and he says, "Not gonna fucking happen, buddy." And then he said, and then he let go and he shouldn't have let go because it was close.
Yeah, I mean, well, that kind of reminds me of the time that I was wrong with Tommy, and I had him in an arm triangle, and he's got good arm triangle defense because he's an MMA guy and he's been around it for a long time.
Right.
And he said, $5, you can't finish it, and there was like 1 minute left on the timer or something, and I made sure I finished it. And he was like, "Damn, like most people can't finish me with that." And it was hard. I actually think I hurt my shoulder finishing it. But it was worth the $5 that he never paid me.
$500 hospital bill.
Yeah, I think I blew my shoulder out almost, but maybe that's what's wrong with my
Years of
collarbone.
pain and regret.
We're the.
Worth it.
Worth it. It's worth it. I made someone feel bad about themselves. Worth it.
One of my friends.
We're just the strangest cult ever, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I have 2. One of them is actual legit shit talk. The other one was just a scary thing someone kept saying over and over.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Corey, because Chad always says that there's levels. So she's heard Chad say this for
your daughter.
yeah, years and years. And there was a kid in class that was like avoiding her. And she finally took like exception to it because he went and rolled with some little kid and beat the crap out of him. Corey says, "You, me now." And then she grabbed him, made him like come to her, and she's just decimating this kid. And then she gets him out before she armbars and looks at him in the eyes and goes, "There's levels to this shit." She armbars the
She's
kid.
like 8, 9.
and she's 9 at the time.
She's awesome.
And that was that.
She's
I love
scarier than
that.
Sun Yu.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
When I see her in tournament stuff, dude, her faces she makes,
Sun
she
Yu's
looks so
tougher
pissed.
and more durable. 'Cause
Corey goes after him.
Yeah, but Corey's not. She's not durable.
Yeah.
Nothing against
No,
her.
no,
She emotionally
absolutely.
breaks down
Yep.
if she's not winning, or she kind of quits on herself, or she stops listening. Sun Yoon is still gonna have incredible guard retention, still be very durable. You're still gonna have to no matter what, she's not gonna typically emotionally quit. She sticks through the whole match.
If Corey's front running on you and she's winning the match, there's no way she loses.
Right.
There's levels
There's
to this
just
shit.
no. But yeah, she heard that from Chad about 1 billion times, so she likes
Yeah.
to tell little kids that now.
That's amazing.
The other one that Ronnie knows about is at one of the King of the Mats, Caleb McAllister.
In Florida.
Yeah, in Florida. That with King of the Mat rule format, just plugs for Chad here. You just grab a partner in your open round, and you just hey, this person. So there was only 6 people left or so, and people keep picking him, and he's like, "Oh no, man, sorry, I got this guy. I'll get you next time though."
Yeah,
And it's
I
the way
remember
he
that.
said it. We're all just like,
It was a
is,
threat.
is he saying he's gonna go and submit that person next time? And by God, it was. Yeah, it was.
Dude, he is one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He sent Tristan a donation, which
Awesome.
Wow.
it's kind of cool.
What a
Tristan's
cool guy.
up to $450 in donations in the last week just online, which has been really awesome.
And where can they donate?
I don't know. I guess right now they're just messaging me, and I'm hoping that I don't know how to set up a page, so I'm just having it sent
Like
to my
a GoFundMe.
PayPal.
Yeah.
And
You
then
seem-
I'm just doing it friends and family, and
You seem trustworthy. Just send him his money. Just send him the money. And
I
he'll-
don't know.
we'll figure it out.
I mean,
You send him
unfortunately,
enough money and he will send you the Great Escapes.
I mean, I'm not gonna screw Tristan over. So if it was Brandon, maybe Tristan, no.
Even Tristan with one leg still kind of is
Yeah,
gonna be scary.
I don't want to piss Tristan off.
Yeah.
But it's cool that it's because Tristan told me, he's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to ask people for favors. And I said, Tristan, you don't realize how much you've done for 10 years for the community.
Man, that's crazy.
How many times you've went places, done things for free, and represented and helped people and done things that it's okay once in every 10 years to ask for help.
He went and did a free women's self-defense seminar with Sun Yun.
Yeah.
Like just not ask for any money,
I
nothing.
said, look, you don't have to ask. I'll ask people because people will want to help.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, so the next question we have is, what is the most important movement in Jiu-Jitsu?
Forward.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's bridging. How many you bridge to escape everything, even if it's just a tiny bit of a bridge.
If you don't have to escape.
Well, sure, you're right. If you just move forward and you're always on top and you're always winning, and yeah, that's absolutely right. I totally forgot about that. There's always that option that you are just the best there is. You wake up in the morning and you piss action. Forget about that.
Listen. you turn in this show for expertise. Be Gordon Ryan.
Yeah, just be Gordon Ryan.
Just be Gordon Ryan.
Simple
fuck it.
answer.
Oh, with Chambers? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we know 10th plan people. Anyways,
I'll give you credit that when I used to train with Mike French.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know Mike French. He did fight Miguel Torres to a 5-round decision in the WEC, so he's not a bum. He pisses me off a lot because the dude will not tap to anything. But anyways, his bridge is the most unbelievable bridge I've ever seen in my life. A lot of people bridge and they bridge on their shoulders, right? Mm-hmm. He can bridge on his neck. I mean, a lot of people, they bridge and it's like this much space, right? Like his bridge is so unbelievable that he can create crazy things off of it. So, I mean, someone that can bridge right is really hard to deal with.
Yeah, because you can't hold them down. They create the space they need.
Yeah.
But what's the best? That's the question?
Best movement.
Best movement.
Reverse shrimp. Hands down.
Reverse shrimp.
Nothing will get you out of trouble.
Which version do you mean?
All right. And you can take this question however you want. I did steal this from one of the message boards. What scares you in BJJ?
Injuries?
Tristan.
Not anymore.
Injury.
Still.
Tristan with...
Not for 3 months.
With something broken.
Honestly, still. Probably.
Yeah. That was one I looked at it and I thought about it, and I mean, superficially, yeah, we're always worried about being injured, but I mean, there's really not as much risk there as long as you just don't have an ego. That's the thing that gets people injured is having an ego and like, oh, I'll fight out of that. We had, and not that he has an ego, but it's just something he shouldn't have done. Is we had an injury up in Moweaqua where a much bigger guy was rolling with a smaller guy, and the smaller guy tried to counter a judo throw and pulled him right on his leg and hurt his leg.
Yeah.
So, afterwards he said, I shouldn't try to counter that. I was like, yeah, he's got you by 100 pounds. So
I did something like that to Corey one time, and I will never again.
Sometimes you just let it happen, and then you work out of it's better to have it in those positions. But what scares me most in jiu-jitsu is just like, as a coach, it's making sure that I keep everyone. It scares me the most is that I run someone off and I don't mean to. Like, I don't know how I would do that, but like if I always worry about like, man, did I teach good enough in class? Is my class good enough? Did everyone learn at least something? Did I, piss anyone off without knowing it? That kind of thing. That's what scares me the most, because the biggest thing I love about jiu-jitsu is just having everyone around. And when someone comes in new and fresh and they tell me, it's like, oh, I love it, it's like, great, I want to keep you here. And then if they leave and I'm like, most of the time it's like, hey, I just can't do it anymore, or I just don't want to do it anymore, it's no big deal. But some people will leave and I never know why, so obviously my brain says, oh, it's your fault. So
yeah.
So that's if I was afraid of anything, that's probably my biggest fear, is I'm just not doing a good enough job.
I think that's a hard thing to...
Oh, go ahead.
No, I think for sure. I think we struggle with that a lot as coaches, especially when the mats start getting empty. In the summer, I mean, classes go sometimes. You have classes at 15 to 25 some days, and then you go down to 4 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I failing? So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely one of my biggest frustrating factors is trying to figure out how to get the mats full.
I've gym hopped enough to know that I'm in a competent place. So I don't ever have that. I know some people just don't travel as much or go to other gyms. Chad, I think you only go to elite gyms. So, like, there's some gyms that, like, I'm sure, like, if you go to, you know, like, California and you go to one of those elite gyms, you're like, well, what the shit is this, you know? But, like I've been to gyms where, like, Sun Yun's teaching the lead instructor, like, a simple guard pass and things like that. So, you know, I never have that feeling with you, Ronnie, if that helps. Like, I'm always just like, yeah, this is fine for them. You know, everything's
You would think that would, but it won't.
Yeah, it never will. Yeah. So, I think I have some questions that you guys are going to dig a little deeper in, so I'm going to go on because that was kind of an ambiguous question. In terms of competition, and this is kind of go along with one of the other questions, but it's slightly different. In terms of competition, what is the best skill or attribute to have to make someone an elite competitor?
Wrestling.
I think a game plan.
This is the one we're supposed to dig deep in, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Well,
I thought we were all going to pick and then start discussing.
It'll lead.
Okay,
Yeah, it'll
fair
lead,
enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. Oh man, I would.
How old
just
are they?
say
Because that's a good question,
open-ended.
too.
that is.
You know, because, I mean, think about it. Imagine if, right, like we have Austin and Terre Haute, high school wrestler. Unbelievable. Just turned 30. He's Masters 1 competitor at white. Well, now he's a blue belt. But still, his wrestling.
Hold on. What is he again?
Blue belt?
I'll say that again.
Blue belt?
I thought you said high school wrestler, and then you said he's 30.
He was.
Well, he was a high school
Was
wrestler.
okay. I was like, what the shit? Okay, I got you. I was like, I
Yeah,
don't think that's
so-
legal.
Held back.
I got
A 30-year-old high school wrestler.
You know, his wrestling is so exciting to watch. He took third at the, or I think, yeah, was it third he took at the adult pans? He was actually landing in mount right when the time went out.
When he
so
threw
was-
that guy into the table or whatever.
Well, he did that too. That was Fuji. You know, like, I feel like it's almost cheating if
Being
you have
that good at
really
wrestling?
good wrestling and
It's
you
a
have
hack.
Masters 1.
It's a hack for
You know,
sure, man.
like, but
Yeah, being able to impose like that.
where it doesn't really matter so much at adult because they're so much scramblier.
Mhm.
You know, like they're more flexible and they're more durable. But at Masters, a lot of times,
Oh, there it is. Then it's flexibility.
well, yeah, it's flexibility and durability, and the scramblings are different. You know, and adults we get tired, and as soon as we get tired,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that's the reason I pull guard most of the time is because I don't want to engage in that
Right.
wrestling with those guys.
100%. I mean, it's exhausting if somebody knows how to stay on top and move side to side.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing we differ on, so I'm not even going to comment on any of this. I'm anti that now.
What?
I don't think it's valuable.
Wrestling?
Wrestling?
Yeah, no.
Really?
Yeah.
At all?
Like a true wrestler, no.
Man,
Well-
We're separating now, but a true wrestler, like I'm talking about like high school folk style wrestling, no, I don't think it translates.
But you don't think like Ed Ruth going into the blue belt division of a no-gi.
I think he's good because he does freestyle and he does Greco and things like that. I think those are more valuable.
Right.
I think the most valuable thing about wrestling, especially the adolescent level, is the toughness it instills in you. It makes you have to be tough to get through those grueling practices and stuff.
The worry behind it is there's, at least in a lot of wrestling programs around us, is there is a innate and just this banging in that jiu-jitsu's bullshit. And so you get those wrestlers that come in, and a lot of times they will not depart from anything. It's like, I'm only going to wrestle. And sometimes most of those skills translate, the getting the takedown, getting on top, but the submissions and the guard passing and where to be, like if you end up in guard, they just don't really want to learn that because like, I just won't be there.
So what was the question?
In terms of competition, what is the best skill or attribute
So what's better?
to have to make someone an elite competitor?
An attribute just means like what you were born with. So like
That's
being
why I was thinking
6'8",
flexibility.
I
being 6'8" and 280 pounds is.
to make someone an elite competitor, I believe is their mind.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I think Heath has really done good at conditioning people mentally. It really sucked a lot playing a lot of those mental games when you were a white and blue belt, but like it made you break less when you were out competing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I believe that if somebody looks at any fight, like fight sports or anything, if you look at it from a a statistical
I think
analysis.
Gordon beats most of his opponents mentally before he ever rolls with them.
I have a different take. I believe that Gordon Ryan is the a version of the New England Patriots in football. I believe that whatever that person he thinks is not good at, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think whatever they think they're good at is what he's going to do now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. He
No,
goes after what
'Cause,
they're best at.
He
almost.
did what Pedro was best at this time.
But what's the outcome of that? The outcome is Pedro's on his butt.
Right, you're saying that you should let Pedro be on top passing.
No, I'm saying that he wants to get Pedro to a place where Pedro doesn't want to be.
Right.
So we're kind of saying
But
the same
beating
thing
it-
and opposite.
But beating him at what he's the best at to get there.
Stand up? So
Well-
would you say that stand up is his best or his top is the best?
Yeah, I mean, they go together well, but I think...
Yeah. So I think we're saying the same thing technically.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, that's honestly always
But
my
I do
belief.
think that he's really good at the mental warfare now.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because he did this match to put into Gavallo and Pena's head
Mhm.
what was going to happen to them. You know, like they're already sitting here saying, "What the hell am I going to do?" You know, he's like, "I'm sitting here training, doing whatever I want." They're sitting over there saying, "How do we beat Gordon?"
Think about this. What if, like, let's say Ronnie's like Andre, and he's sent at home watching that,
Yeah,
and then
the mental warfare is out of this
But
world.
your game plan was, oh, I'm going to wrestle.
Yeah,
What do you do
you're
then?
I'm gonna hand fight more aggressive, and then you see that, and you're like, "Well," because I think Gavallo's shorter or the same height
He's shorter.
He's shorter.
as Pedro.
I think
not Gordon. I think
Yeah,
Pedro and Gavallo are close to the same size.
Yeah.
So clearly, you're looking like, well, Pedro has zero answer for this.
Is Pedro more decorated than Galvao? too?
No, but he's
No.
younger.
But he's younger.
You know, you got to think. I
How
think it's
old is
10 years
Andre?
difference.
Almost
He's 40.
Yeah.
He's maybe older than 40 now.
There's I know you probably guys don't watch tennis. I just watch shows that they watch
I watch
tennis.
tennis all the time.
Do you really?
No.
Okay. Sorry, I said
I like
that.
tennis.
I
Like,
played tennis
right
once, it was
now
hard.
in tennis. There's Federer, there's Djokovic, and Nadal, the three greatest tennis players probably to ever play. There's some random guy that just made it to the finals of Wimbledon, and all he does is go like do coke and go with strippers, and like he has no care in the world. And that they were interviewing him, and he was like, "Hey man, you're gonna be back here next year." He's like, "Maybe not." It's like, "I might just go on an island and be done." And like they said that he's been interviewed and said, "Yeah, I came up in the worst time. There's no possibility I can beat those guys." So he's like, "I'm just gonna have fun and have a good career."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
think about that with Pedro. Look at him coming up, and now Gordon Ryan's there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like you just
Yeah.
grow up
You
in
see the
wrong
same
era.
thing in like MMA too, where guys
Oh, yeah.
hold the belt for 7,
Yeah,
8 years,
that's for sure.
and they're just
Yeah, there was a
unbeatable.
meme not too long ago of Holloway with like all these guys welcome to the club of like, hey, you just came up at the wrong time and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're one of the best ever.
Or
But-
like Kamaru Usman right
Yeah.
now is kind of in that era.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
I've seen that a lot in my divisions too. You know, like I do pans this year, and the top guy's injured, or he doesn't make the trip. You know, and it's like, well, I know that guy can beat me, but he didn't come. You know,
Yeah.
so I get to be. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you're ever the best, but
Yeah.
Gordon
Oh,
Ryan's
I
making a
agree.
pretty good statement right now.
This
So-
one's could be probably a little quicker. How long should you wait to compete?
I think just get out there as soon as you can, almost maybe like a couple months or something, but
Yeah, I agree.
it's not
I
going to
think
hurt
if you
at
can
all.
make it comfortable, because they're two different things, and I think we've said that in an episode before. Competing and training are two different things, and they don't go together. You know, they kind of go together, of course, because it's you're training the sport. But if you're waiting a year to compete or 2 years to compete, which I've seen people do, you're going out there now with, well, I trained for a year or 2 years, and now I have this
and
expectation
it's all riding on this
that
moment.
I have to do
Yeah.
good and I have to prove. Where if you go out there and you're like, fuck, I got my ass kicked a month in, there's nothing but going up from here. If I get my ass
Right.
kicked again, who cares? But if I start winning,
Shit, I'm horrible, and I competed within months of when I started
Yeah.
training. So I mean, like, if I can do
You're
it,
not horrible.
shit,
I'm just saying,
anybody,
yeah, you
no,
started.
anybody can do it. Like, I'm just being honest. Son, you competed the first month in her when she started training.
I think
so-
for kids especially,
oh
who
my
cares?
god, who cares? Yeah, it
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
at 30, if you're trying to like maybe figure out the mechanics a little bit better and you want to be healthy,
I wonder
and
how
you don't
long
wanna
it
get
was till
injured.
I competed that first time in Fuji. Maybe like 3 or 4 months or something.
I don't know. I competed in the first month of.
I have a good example in the gym. What about like Dakota? The tall Dakota that's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He waited a long time to compete, and he's still trying to figure out the points. Like
Yeah.
I'm still, when I roll with him, I literally am like, hey, you got a guard pass there, it's 3 point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put that in his head that he starts thinking. But if you see him roll, you're like, oh, he's just a submission person.
Yeah,
Like,
he's great,
cares.
but yeah, he's definitely.
But the points, if he figured that out, he would be really good.
If he would have figured it out a year ago, he would have won that
Oh yeah.
IBJJF.
Well, he would have won Indy for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
he would have done way better at Pans if he would have been more aware of what's going on.
And that guy just ripped his leg off.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
All right, so what is your go-to bait? And I'm only looking at Ronnie because I need the joke here.
So I like a shaky head rig. I use a 1/4 ounce green pumpkin spot remover, and
What are you looking at me for?
I like the Robo Worm that
Look at
is
him.
green pumpkin with a chartreuse tail. That's my go-to bait.
There we go.
I
So you
always
guys
go.
talk jiu-jitsu now.
I always go with the glow in the dark bass stoppers myself.
Yeah, the Bass Stopper. Yeah, I like those. Did you have much luck with Bass Stopper Pro?
Is that the ones that have the weed guard on them or
It's
something?
got the weed guard on it. Yeah,
I've used those. Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah,
I
I like the
was
ones
stupid.
that are solar powered. Like they got those
Okay.
battery powered ones.
hoping
Never
you
seen
come
that.
in with
those,
some,
but the solar
some
powered ones are
sex
better
joke
because
or
then
something. Just
they
wait.
always charge up.
Okay.
I'm just
I
waiting.
like that pink LED light up thing that you.
It vibrates and twirls. All right. In all seriousness, what is your go-to bait in jiu-jitsu? I already know Ronnie.
Mine 100% is half guard, get the Kimura, let go of the half guard. They think they're going to pass, and you sweep them over right back to top. I do that a lot.
I don't bait anyone in jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I just like to be
He
the
always-
right-
I just dominate.
He always moves forward.
yeah.
That way he doesn't have to bridge.
Yeah.
He just
I
finishes.
just like to be at the right place at the right time, and they sub themselves.
That's
just
an It's
move
Always
forward,
Sunny.
man.
That's an Always Sunny quote. I'm a finisher. I finish.
finish things.
Actually, they finish themselves. I just happen to be there at the
Yeah.
end. It is great though. The more you train and the more you drill, it's almost like the match, right? Like it's amazing how people will put themselves where they'll do all the work for you if you just relax.
Just lock up the triangle, wait for them to move the wrong direction, it tightens it.
You know,
Game over.
they pass, they go between your legs, they lock it up.
Ronnie, do you have a go-to bait?
Yeah, I grab lapels with no purpose of actually using them, just to freak people out. That's so
That
much
is
fun.
true.
It works.
It works so much.
Yeah.
You know how many times I had people like fighting hard to keep their lapel when I'm passing their guard? Oh, it's just magical. I grab that and then just ripping away from me, and I'm like just holding. Oh man, you got it back. Oh, I got this one now. And then like a minute to go, then I'll just pass them.
Toriando.
That's always fun.
My big bait right now is definitely leg lock entries. Just trying to let people get that 80% pass
That
or
doesn't
whatever.
sound like
figuring out-
moving forward to me.
I'm moving forward to a leg.
You don't have to bridge when you finish a leg lock.
Yeah.
What is the worst oh shit girl or guy, because we are politically correct on this show, who walks into the gym?
This is Gordon Ryan, right?
Yeah, it's Gordon Ryan for sure, but I mean,
he walks in, you're like, ah, shit.
I'm talking more
I know
about.
Chad's 100%.
What is it?
When that girl with the glasses walks in the class. Oh shit.
Wait, about getting beat up or oh shit, like.
Well, I was
Or
talking
this is gonna be the
about.
most awkward day ever.
This is gonna be. You're gonna get beat up, and that you're like, this isn't good. This person walked in. This is gonna be a rough day at the office.
Corey,
Obviously,
Tristan,
normally
Ronnie,
it's
Chad.
we're not talking about a specific person. We are talking about like a D, like, hey, I have D1 experience. I'm
that
an
guy that I
MMA
have,
fighter.
Thomas Dole in Terre Haute, man. Like, I don't really worry so much about him subbing me, but he is hard. I got him. He said he's going to do the no-gi pans this year. He's a blue belt, but he was a D1 wrestler, and he's 175. He knows how to do good foot locks. He knows how to get into the
Is he
heel
an
hooks.
adult?
He's an adult. He's 23. Very dynamic, very aggressive. Good on the front headlock, good on the leg lock.
Back
so,
to D1 wrestler.
yeah,
D
so
wrestler.
I mean, it's
It's the anti.
our scrambles are scary sometimes because he knows how to use his hips and knows how to use his pressure, and I just got to be careful with my neck and my feet that when he jumps on it. It's not because he's still young and he likes to go be aggressive. So it's not his fault. It's just I got to be aware of my own body.
Yeah, my old brittle body can't handle that, you know.
So like sometimes because he's always like, "Hey coach, you want to roll?" And I don't want to be a bitch and say no.
But you're being gonna be a bitch.
But my neck and back sometimes are like, yeah, this is not gonna be my favorite moment.
Yeah.
Anybody else have another?
If we're just talking that type person, yeah, wrestlers are always one that's like they're gonna be tough to deal
I
with.
hate to go with everyone else, but yeah, man, wrestlers too. I pull guard and hope for the best, not to just get obliterated.
Yeah. The other one would be the brand new, very athletic, but yet very spazzy white belt. Those are always just
What do you
like.
do if there's a tornado on that TV over there?
Just work through it.
All hug each other.
Keep recording.
We go jump in that Bronco and hit the road.
And
That
that
Bronco's
was our
nice. I wonder what
segment
the cost
of
on
Chad
that is.
has ADD.
All right, last question. This is just a setup for Ronnie to make his MMA joke. In a fight for your life, what major, and I'm prefacing it by major MMA fighter do you want to fight, retired or current? Age limit is 60.
I'm in a fight with one of those
And
MMA
you have to
fighters.
fight them for your life.
You have to fight them for your life.
Like to the death?
Yeah, to the
CJ
death.
or Punk, CM Punk.
Good
Okay.
choice.
Major MMA
He's major.
fighter.
All right.
Now, I put the age limit of 60 because me and Chad already had this discussion.
Yeah.
Can't believe he doesn't remember.
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. So we were like, hey, at 60, an old man, like,
They're still scary, man.
I couldn't beat any of those guys.
I couldn't imagine fighting Donald Cerrone right now.
Yeah.
Even though he's like been beaten
yeah.
and I'm sure he's mentally a little bit exhausted and everything. I
he's a movie
guarantee.
star now.
Dude, I bet that first high kick he throws at you, I'd be
hurts.
done.
Yeah, I guarantee he's
Block it or not, I'm done after
power.
So the answer's no one.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody.
Well, if you're gonna have
CM
to,
Punk.
so here's the thing: if we're saying you have to do this is a fight for your life, who's it gonna be? And we think that we're gonna lose no matter what. I'm picking Ngannou, so it's over quick.
Oh, there you go.
I want him to just kill me quick, and then I'm done.
You know, one time I did see James Toney fight Randy Couture, and
Yeah.
he just ankle picked him and subbed him.
Yeah, it
Maybe
was-
that would be my choice.
I think can I be my weight?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. So if I was going to pick anybody, I'd be like, who is an atom weight? And,
Yeah.
like, maybe
Who's the
like
tiniest person?
Like
Demetrius Johnson. There you go.
Dude, he
Right.
would beat my ass so bad.
you say that,
Like,
but
right.
So
then,
bad.
I fought that UFC fighter at Pans this year, and he's still at 38 or 9 or whatever he was.
He fought for the belt, man. I mean, he's legit.
Yeah, so like, he was still scary. He's not even the top.
Yeah.
So
So the answer's no one.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, they're...
I didn't get my Michael Bisping answer. As
No.
I put a fight, right?
No, 'cause
if I
it's
put a
fight.
grappling match, it'd
as
be
somebody
Michael
would say,
Bisping.
there's levels to this shit.
All right, so it's good answers. All right, last segment for the day, and I'm pretty sure we roll along, so this one we can go a little quicker on. We're doing the segment "How to This" with a question mark. If any of you have ever competed at a local tournament lately, and we all know that our favorite local tournament is Fuji BJJ. I mean, that's where
Absolutely.
basically every single time that's where we're going, right? So. We're gonna have a bumper later on showing you where you can go and compete at one of these Fuji BJJ
One day we're
tournaments.
gonna be more advanced.
Yeah, when we're advanced. So, but that's okay. All right. You have seen that every competitor now is letting their guard get past, and they throw a buggy choke. We saw it at Bloomington. I don't know what
In the kids division.
in a kids division a
Really?
billion times. They're just letting their guards get past, and then they're gonna hit that buggy choke because they saw one of those twins do it, and it's super easy submission. That's the only submission Sun Yun's ever laughed at, by the way.
Yeah.
Well,
A girl did it to her at a tournament, and she looked up and just started laughing and was just like, "What is
you
this?"
do have to have kind of a certain body type
Yeah.
for it, and the Rotillo brothers do have that body
perfect
type.
body.
Is it kind of like a no-arm triangle where you reach across the head? Like
Yeah,
here
but
and
you
have
head
the
Well,
stuck
you have
in?
the arm in. You still have a head and arm.
Yeah, you have a head and arm.
Okay.
Basically, you're getting the arm that's clubbing under your, like if I'm clubbing your head and I'm clubbing under your opposite side arm, you're getting that club and that head stuck in.
So I will preface
It
this.
is legit.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
how to
yeah.
Do it. I mean,
I'm not making fun of that.
No,
What
no,
I'm
for
making-
sure.
What I'm making fun of is the amount of guard passing that people are clearly not trying to retain their guard,
Right.
and they're just like, oh, now
Hail
I'm hitting my
Marying it.
sweet buggy
Yeah.
choke.
Yeah.
Which, like, Sun Yoon has that game too, where she's like, oh, someone passed my guard, cool, I'm gonna crucifix them now.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm
It
not
should be
making
your
fun of
last
that.
resort. It shouldn't be
Yes.
your first resort.
But
for sure.
what I'm saying is Sun Yoon also tries to keep her guard so she doesn't have to do
Right.
that. All right, so and the other joke is a kid kept trying to do it to Corey, and Ronnie taught her in the middle of a match how to defend it.
Yeah,
and
it's
that
easy.
kid was shut down. Like he could
Nice.
do nothing. So that's the other reason why I laugh at that. Anyways, if you've competed lately, why the hell is everyone doing buggy chokes? How do you do one properly, and how do you defend one? Now, the nice thing is on our technique video today, we're actually going to show you some buggy choke stuff, but I wanted to give you guys the open forum to discuss this now.
All right.
Well, the reason it's so popular is because it is a submission from
People
a
are
very
losers.
and that's it. You heard it from the man himself. And then
Just-
you can also hear how to escape it.
There is no escape from that one. Don't get your
You
guard
just move
passed.
forward.
You
That's
just
it.
move forward. So you bridge out of it. When the buggy choke's popular because it's a submission from the bottom that no one sees coming, and when you put it on, it's a choke that you can put someone unconscious with, and they won't see it coming, and it looks cool. That's why it's popular.
It's kind of new, I think.
And it's new. I
Still-
mean, it's been around for a few years because I
Yeah.
know blanking on his name, but he's a St. Charles MMA
Yeah,
guy. He's
who you're
hit
talking
it
about.
in the cage twice.
But I still think it's in the last couple years.
right. Yeah.
You know, so it's something different. They're still
Yeah.
hyping. It's getting perfected.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat because now you're seeing it from other areas.
Yeah.
People are posting it where
They're
I
hitting
can't
it
remember.
from the top.
They're hitting it on the top.
The
They're hitting,
Rotolos do a flying buggy choke.
you know.
'cause
So
they're
I mean,
crazy.
people, I was watching it and it's like a triangle.
Yeah.
You know, if you
It's-
get it right, you're getting the arm across and you're doing the same mechanics, and they're perfecting it from all different areas. So I think right now the hype is it's kind of like the Berimbolo.
Yeah.
Berimbolo came out, it was like this big thing, and now it's evolved to all the crab riding and doing it different ways, and I think we're just.
I'm not sure I've ever been shown how to even do it. I just have had that one white belt guy try it on
keep
me
trying it.
every week.
The thing I don't like about it the most is it is one of those moves that only works in a
Bad position.
in a Fuji or a IBJJF tournament, because if you do it in the cage, someone's gonna just pick you up and slam you.
Right.
It's been hit.
And
in
I
the
don't think I've
cage.
ever seen it at a high level.
No, you don't see him at a high level, but
I mean, I guess-
we did see at the
Well,
ADCC
yeah.
where that guy tried it and he got slammed unconscious. He got
Right. But I don't know if I've ever actually like seen it finished on like high level, like Ty Rutillo versus Mika Gavallo.
Well, okay. I was going to say because they won one of their one of those who's number ones with it.
Right.
But you're saying,
But I'm saying, if
it
the
wasn't
clearly
against
some of the
Mika.
who's number one
Yeah, okay, I
matches,
got it.
you already know who's going to win the match.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know, nothing to hate on the guys, but it's definitely one of those things that if you know that the person has that threat, it's a lot easier to avoid it by just putting the placement differently.
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know. We're gonna go over that though.
So we're gonna go over that on the video, so we're gonna see. Brandon's gonna learn one.
All right.
Yeah, he's gonna
Guess
be.
I'm
Let's go.
Guess we'll figure that out together.
I need the defense.
Brandon's gonna be choked unconscious in about like 10 minutes. so
Please
just
send
be-
donations.
All right, and we'll go ahead and get to our video right now, so they can teach you how to get out of it and beat someone at a Fuji.
Thanks for watching. This is Michael Karras' fault. He set us up for this, and we are not buggy choke experts. He is, but I'm not. So we're gonna go over this. He's really good at it. We're gonna do what we're supposed to show the buggy choke, and we're supposed to show the defense to the buggy choke. Yep. Don't get in it. Have a good day.
Power bomb.
All right, so side control. So the important factor, a couple details of making the buggy choke more effective is you can't be flat on your back. If you're flat on your back, it's really hard to finish unless you're just the most flexible person in the world. So when I'm here, right, I want to still be framing and having everything correctly, okay? So when Brandon commits to clubbing my head, I want to shoot my arm, okay? Like I'm going to shoot it up on his back,
Where's the camera?
We'll make this work.
Okay.
All right. I want to be on my side. I don't want to be flat. All right. On my side, and I want to reach as far as I can. Okay. And then I want my knee to pull everything together. Okay. So I want to be not going flat, being on my side, biting this down, connecting. Okay. Now, once I connect this, loop, loop. All right. So I'm going to continue to feed this. Okay. So the knee's pushing in, the elbow's pushing the knee together. Connect. Right. Stay on the side. Connect. On the side. Connect. Okay. And then we can start gable gripping our hands, hooking our legs to get the finish, okay? So that's the basics. Now, Brandon's gonna be, okay. The first thing, anytime you're playing top side control on someone, okay, is yes, I'm clubbing his head, yes, I'm underhooking, all right? But I'm playing it shallow, where I'm not going to get committed to this, okay? So when he starts going for the buggy choke and he starts doing this, I need to make myself as wide as possible, and I need to flatten Brandon out, okay? So when I make myself wide, it's like I'm driving my chest in and I'm flattening him out as much as I can, okay? The more I widen him, the more it makes it where you can't come on his side and he can't start feeding this, right? So it's like, so grab it. Right when I start to get here, I'm trying to widen myself and flatten myself out as much as I can to open that part of my neck, okay? Now, the next two things that I want to think about is this is going to go on top, and I'm going to put my forearm in his neck, and I'm going to push myself towards his hips, okay? So, he shoots this up, right? Here, okay? Letting him come up on his side is what starts making everything tighter. So forward, okay, pulling my head in, pulling my arm over, okay, starting to flatten him out. As soon as I start to flatten him out, if this isn't working and he's still so flexible, okay, I'm thinking about going knee on belly or knee on neck, depending on where it is. So if I pop my knee on belly up and I'm driving up, okay? If he's still strong there, right? And he's got everything really tight in here, okay? My knee is going on his neck and I'm pulling myself towards this. But the main mechanic, okay, is one, being aware. You shouldn't just grab side control and squeeze for your life as your opponent's moving his hips and doing things. You should constantly be aware, okay, of what's going on. And as soon as they start to come on their side and shoot all that, you should be able to stop that, getting on their side, keeping them flat. Good shoulder pressure, keeping them away from you. But the next thing is, always making yourself as wide as possible is going to limit his ability to do that. And then keeping him flat is going to reduce his strength, okay? Even if, let's say, they get it locked in, just think about this. Find yourself where you can keep yourself wide and you can keep your neck open, okay? I promise you his arms are going to wear out. His legs are going to wear out.
As soon as you stretch me out and got your back flat like that, there's no way I felt like I could even get any pressure to finish it at all.
So don't try to pull away. It's like the loop choke. Everyone tries to pull away, it gets tighter. Okay, you need to make yourself wider. You need to make yourself more open. Your base stronger. Okay, you need to make sure that you expose one side of your neck so that you can, I'm just telling you, it's a lot of strength on your arms and your knees to hold that position if someone's staying wide compared to if someone gets sucked in tight. All right. Thank you guys for watching the Heyyy Show, and stay tuned for the next episode.